Hey, Earl Harville of EarlVOX Studio here with me taking you through a sample vocal warm-up of an average teaching day for me. Now I say average day because I'm going with the assumption that I've slept well, I've hydrated well, and my voice is going to come alive a little faster. So we're going to assume that's the kind of day we're having. I would have done some physical things first, and that'll be covered in a separate video. We're going to go right into where we actually start to vocalize more seriously. Okay, so I like to do just a lot of freeform slides from bottom to top, top to bottom. A lot of days for me, because I've got a bigger voice, I do like to start in head voice just to kind of see what kind of release is up there. So I might and then let it come further down. Or I could use the puffy O. I double check to make sure I don't feel a rush of air coming to my hand, because that means I'm using too much air and there's not enough back pressure. I can do an ooh, ooh. I can do an e, e, ooh. I can do those vowels like that are great to get the voice started with. And then I like to do some kind of sirens. Or an NG. I did, but I'm just getting started. So I didn't like that particular little flip, but I'm not going overboard about it. When you're warming up, you want to think partly what the warm-up is an inventory. So you kind of see what your voice is giving you. You're not trying to make it do anything yet. You want to take inventory and allow it to start to come to life. So keep that in mind. All right. I like to go with a fifth slide next with anything semi-occluded, which means that you're getting some back pressure, which helps the vocal folds really get online well, and they are aligning well, and it's easier for them to kind of give you kind of what you're looking for. All right, so let's say I often like to start with either the puffy O, again, I'll check and make sure I'm not feeling too much air leaking through. And I'll take it up, until I can get into my head voice and see kind of what my limit is on that. So around C sharp right there, okay? And you take your time. Again, on a day, if my voice feels a little more heavy, I would maybe do it faster, which would give me a little bit more release. But on an average day, I like to try to take it slow and really kind of watch things. Then I like to move to this pattern here. And starting that in head voice and coming down. Now I can go with lip trill. Did that just send me up an octave? Yes, it did. Crazy buttons. And I'll come down by half steps. I'm just jumping around because I'm trying to save a little bit of time. And by the time I get to the bottom note there, I'm starting to ease back into chest voice. I don't want to drop there. And I'll take it pretty low. And that's my low C, C2. You can use ooh, E. That's another combination I really like. And again, I'll take it all the way down. Then I like to either move to an octave arpeggio or to the octave and a half. I'll go with the octave arpeggio. Here, I'm going to do the hum tongue stretch. You can do a staccato as well. Because I can shake the little phlegm loose if you got a little phlegm like I do. Morning voice, so I definitely got some phlegm. That can help shake it loose. Then when I do the octave and a half, I may again want to use an NG. So I'm trying to see if I can get to my third bridge, which is E flat 5 for me. Again, make sure that you've been doing some hydrating before you're vocalizing and some during. Now, it's always good to get in. I like to get in a broken octave. So I may decide to go there with something like mum. And I'm paying attention to when I'm into my middle voice there that I'm not flipping to falsetto, but I'm definitely not trying to push chest voice up. We really want to allow for the mixture in that area, from a mixture of chest quality, head quality. I may monitor my larynx to make sure it's not moving too much. You might want to use a cry there. If the voice feels maybe just a tad heavy that when you did it, you might want to switch to thinking something with a little more cry. And then I like to move to something kind of speechy, like hey, for instance. And I don't want to think that I'm yelling. I want to think that I'm calling, because this will allow my larynx not to want to pull up, and also that makes sure that my torso, the muscles in my torso are awakened, whatever that is. If you're doing activated speech, hey, there's going to be the right balance of what the muscles in the lower abs are doing, which is not too much, pulling in just a wee bit, but not too much. There should be some feeling of a expansion of the side. Hey. Also at the solar plexus. Hey. This allows you to kind of check in on all those things and see now can you lean into the voice a little bit more. So if I'm around my first bridge, let's say around a D4. Hey. And even so, that was a high D, D5. So even up there, I'm not. The larynx is not pulling up. I'm not yelling. I'm basically doing a call, right? Now, again, everybody is different. You may need to warm up slightly longer. My average warm-up is probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes before I teach, because I use my voice a lot, and I'm using a lot of my range as I'm demonstrating during the lessons, and I'm going to get to my own singing done during the day. So I like to take my time with my warm-up. I do think that normally the best way to get started is to do something semi-occluded. Lip trills, straw work, hums, NGs, the blowfish, I call it the puffy O. Those are normally the right things to do, but again, you may have a day where you have to switch it up. Again, this is kind of an average day warm-up for me. And there were a couple things I probably left out. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, bad me. Let me include this real quick. One of the other things I like to do near the end is to take an ah, kind of an ugly ah. There are days when I feel like I have to do it a little more pharyngeal. Ah, ah, if my voice is feeling heavy. If my voice isn't feeling very heavy, I'll normalize it more. That's a great way to, again, double check, make sure the tongue is not doing anything crazy, and I am allowed to get a sound that's got some smack to it, but I'm not pushing for it. So I like to do that near the end of the warm-up. Again, this is an average day warm-up for me for my teaching. Yours may need to be a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, because all of our voices are different. I've got a bigger voice, so I notice that for me, it takes me a little longer to warm up all the nooks and crannies of what I need for my vocal day. Don't skip your warm-up. Again, I've done videos about the cool down. I did one not that long ago. You can go check that out on YouTube or on my Instagram or whatever's. But you want to get in the habit of warming up, cooling down. You want to ensure the longevity of your voice. You want to be able to still blow when you're old, right? Okay, so go. Do that. Bye.